3, 2, 1.
Boom! And welcome to the Big Honker Podcast. Today's episode of Today brought to you by Boss Shot Shells. Go check them out at bosshotshells.com. What do you got, Andrew?
April 8th. April 8th. This is the day we found Kurt Cobain.
Found him dead.
Dead.
Okay.
On April 5th, he died by apparent suicide, shotgun blast to the head. He is found 3 days later by an electrician going to install something. I'll get to that in a minute. Kurt Cobain had struggled with drug addiction, particularly heroin, as well as some mental health issues, including depression. And he was married to Courtney Love. Is she still alive?
I think so.
I think she is too. So he was also, it was rumored that he felt uncomfortable with fame and the direction that his music career was taken, despite Nirvana's massive success, especially after Nevermind 1991. Kurt Cobain expressed disillusionment with the music industry and how his message was being interpreted. So 1994, he is dead.
How old was he when he died?
He joins the 27 Club.
Well, he was very talented.
Join the 27 Club. Do you know who else is in the 27 Club?
Janis Joplin.
She is?
Jim Morrison.
He is. There's one more. Come on, this one's bigger than all those.
Chris Farley.
He is also, but
okay, well, there you go. I named three for
musicians.
John Belushi. Okay.
Jimi Hendrix.
I couldn't think of his name.
Jimi Hendrix.
Gosh, dang it.
Hendrix,
he was on the tip of my tongue, but I could not think of his name.
Jim Morrison, all in the 27 Club.
And John Belushi and Chris Farley, too.
Yep. There's actually a lot of conspiracy theories about this. They tested his blood. They tested the amount of heroin that he had in his blood, and they came to the conclusion that there's no way a normal human being could even be coherent.
Well, he wasn't when he killed himself, probably.
Like, even conscious.
Yeah. Well, he was an amazing artist.
A lot of the here's some of the things. They were not able to pull a single fingerprint from anything. Not the gun, not the shotgun shell, not the pen he used to write his suicide note with.
So people think that he was murdered.
People think, yes.
Courtney Love had him killed.
I don't know about that.
She dated a drug dealer named Stitch that lived in Seattle.
Is this something true?
No, but I've heard that before, though, that they thought that they had.
And they say the last little bit of the suicide note, the handwriting's different than the rest of it. So there's some, like I said, not being able to pull a single fingerprint from anything, shotgun.
Don't sound normal.
They also said the Remington Model 11 20 gauge, it would have been difficult for him to shoot himself where he did with, I'm guessing it's not a sawed-off, so I'm guessing it's got the full barrel.
I'm assuming. I don't know what it is. No, I don't know what a Model 11 is. I know what a Model 1100 is.
But they're saying it would have been very difficult for him to pull the trigger while holding it in the position that was described. So here's a timeline. He actually ran away from rehab, a rehab facility. March 3rd, 1994, him and Courtney Love are in Rome. He overdoses on a strong sedative. I can't even pronounce the name. And champagne. It is later reported from Courtney Love that was also a suicide attempt. March 18th.
Yeah, he said they saved his life at that hotel, and I don't remember. I think she did or somebody. But
right.
I read a story about it.
March 18th, police respond to the Cobain house. Courtney tells them that Kurt had locked himself in a bathroom with a gun. Police confiscate multiple firearms and some pills. Kurt is insistent he was not suicidal, claiming he was locking himself away to get away from Courtney.
Very understandable.
March 25th, he has an intervention. March 30th, he checks into the Exodus Recovery Center in Marina del Rey, California. That same night, he scales the fences, leaves the facilities, buys a plane ticket back to Seattle. There were some sightings of him around the Seattle area, April 1st to the April 5th date. He's seen at a gun store buying shotgun shells, so maybe that's it. Taxi driver claims to have dropped him off at his Lake Washington home. Courtney hires Tom Grant, a private investigator, to find him. Grant begins digging into bank records, tracking phone calls, but finds no solid leads. April 5th is the day that they believe that he shot himself in the greenhouse above the garage. An electrician, Gary Smith, arrives at the house to install a security system, and that's when he finds Cobain's body laying on the floor with a suicide note present, along with a shotgun across his chest.
He'd been there for 3 days.
Yep.
Where was she at in these 3 days?
Don't know. His last line of his suicide note it is better to burn out than it is to fade away.
Do you think that maybe financially, because she got everything, her and her daughter, right?
Who is now married to Tony Hawk's daughter, or her son. I'm sorry.
Do you think that he was unconscious, doped up on heroin, and then they shot him and then put that down there to take his money? That's interesting.
Maybe.
What a sad life to be such a talented, famous person.
Miserable the
and
whole
there's
time.
so many of them like that.
Miserable the whole time.
Anyways,
I don't know.
What's that sign when you go into Aberdeen, Washington?
I can't remember.
It's one of their songs.
Aberdeen?
Yeah, because that's where we were at, and they went to the bridge, and I can't remember whatever one of their songs is. I can't remember what it is.
Aberdeen, Washington? Sign?
Yeah, they have a sign that says something, whatever it is, because they claim him now.
Come as you are.
Come as you are. That's right.
Come as you are. Welcome to Aberdeen.
Yep.
Okay. My death for today, since that is kind of the event, a wrestler died today. The Ultimate Warrior.
I remember who he is, but I didn't know him. I'm assuming from drug overdose.
Heart attack. That was it. The day prior, no, I'm sorry. April 5th, he is finally inducted into the WWE Hall of Fame. April 5th, on April 8th, he dies while walking to his car with his wife. He had just cut a promo at Monday Night Raw on April 7th. And then after that, walking to his car, collapsed. And then that was it.
You were struggling for people that died on this day, weren't you?
Well, I like the Ultimate Warrior.
I don't remember him.
Yeah,
at all.
you know he wore like
him and Sting.
Yeah. He wore like the bright colors, like the pink and the neon and everything. He was a bodybuilder before. James Hellwig was his name. Heavily involved in bodybuilding. He was incredibly jacked. He was a former NPC Mr. Georgia in 1984. He would later move to California, where he wanted to become a professional bodybuilder. While in California, he caught the attention of wrestling promoters who were recruiting bodybuilders to become pro wrestlers, and his size was perfect for the 80s vibe. He started training under Bastion, and wrestled in his first matches in 1985. Initially, he joined the group called Power Team USA, which was a stable of bodybuilders turned wrestlers that include Steve Borden, who would later become Sting. Hellwig became Blade Runner Rock. Sting was Blade Runner Flash. So they were the Blade Runner twins. And they wrestled for a short time in the Mid-South Wrestling Conference.
Was he a heel or a good guy?
I don't know what he was. Hellwig then went solo and briefly wrestled as the Dingo Warrior in World Class Championship Wrestling WCCW in Texas, where he began developing more intense, high-energy style he'd become famous for. 1987, he joins the WWF and was repackaged as the Ultimate Warrior, and then he went on. So
interesting.
That is the Ultimate Warrior. Now, my person that was born today, see if you get this. She is a former first and second lady.
A former first and second lady?
And second lady. And hold on a second. She became the first second lady and the first lady to be, she got those titles by people resigning ahead of her.
So it's not Lady Bird Johnson.
No.
And it's not Barbara Bush.
No.
First lady and second lady both. So their husband had to be vice president.
And both times...
Gerald Ford's wife.
Betty Ford.
Yeah, Betty Ford. Got a clinic named after her.
She does. Betty Ford, married to President Gerald Ford. So...
CIA informant.
Probably so. I was reading the story just right here. So Gerald Ford was a lawyer and a World War II veteran. They meet, they get married. He is actually going to run for the House of Representatives the year that they're married. He obviously gets elected.
Michigan boy, right?
Yeah.
Because he played football for the Wolverines.
Let me see where they got married. Yep, they got married in Grand Rapids. They got married in 1947, so long time ago. So I'm trying to find the story of how... Okay, Spiro Agnew resigned as vice president on October 10th, 1973. 2 days later, President Nixon nominated Gerald Ford to serve as the VP. Ford felt obligated to attend her husband's ceremony, all that good stuff. So she's there for that. Then Nixon resigns for Watergate, and Ford is sworn in as the president.
Why did Agnew resign?
I'd have to find that.
That's okay. It's a different time.
It just says that Spiro Agnew.
You knew who Gerald Ford played in the tailback with at Michigan? Who's in the backfield with him?
No.
The actor Tom Harmon, his dad.
Tom Harmon.
Tom Harmon was an actor. He's on the. He was the original. Where the military guys got the lawyer, like Jag something or another, and he's been in a bunch of movies. He was in Summer School. Anyways, Tom Harmon's an actor, and his daddy and Gerald Ford
were in the backfield
at Michigan together.
Spiro Agnew resigned as vice president of the United States because he was facing criminal charges related to bribery, tax evasion, and money laundering. The charges stem from his time as governor of Maryland and even earlier as Baltimore County executive, where he accepted kickbacks from contractors in exchange for government contracts and continued doing so while serving as the VP.
He was probably in business with Nancy Pelosi's dad because he was the Baltimore mayor.
Yep. Rather than fight the charges, Agnew struck a plea deal. He resigned from office and pleaded no contest to a single felony charge of tax evasion. In exchange, the government dropped the other charges.
Interesting. I did not know all that.
Yep. So Gerald Ford was waiting in the wings for all that. When she, let's see here, she became addicted to...
Painkillers, I'm betting.
It was painkillers. I'm trying to find what exactly happened. She started having like muscle spasms. Okay, here it is. Ford's busy life took a toll in 1964. A pinched nerve on the left side of Ford's neck sent her to the hospital for 2 weeks. After the pinched nerve, she began suffering several side effects: muscle spasms, neuropathy, numbing on the left side of her neck, and arthritis in her shoulders and arms. She would be given Valium. So she mixed that with a nice alcohol toddy. And anyway, so she ends up getting clean. She was a very active first and second lady. She's kind of outspoken on a lot of things. Big on abortion rights and marijuana use, and she
was way ahead of her time.
Not the Republican Party.
She was ahead of her time.
Yeah. And I mean, she was a Republican. So I think it said her and Gerald had a lot of spats, because she would go on 60 Minutes and talk about we need abortion rights and we need marijuana legalization and
everything he was promoting, she was against.
Probably so. So
yeah, I could see where that caused an issue.
He said, you lost me a lot of votes, and actually he went up in the polls. So I don't know. But anyway, she was born today, and like I said, they got the Betty Ford Clinic named after her.
That's interesting. Okay, the code word.
Yep. The code word is...
Betty Ford?
No. Pellegrino.
I'm
looking at a nice Pellegrino right here. It's what I drink whenever we're doing these things. P-E-L-L-E.
I'm not going to spell check anybody.
I-N-O.
So
Pellegrino. Don't worry about the S in front. Pellegrino will work fine.
You go to my Instagram or my Facebook, you write Pellegrino in, and we're going to pick a winner. We'll pick a winner on Friday. That way they got 3 days to get it done. Okay. You send me a DM, and all you got to do is put Pellegrino. I don't need a written deal, just Pellegrino. We're going to pick a name, and on Fridays today, we'll name the winner, and the winner is going to be a 4-man dove hunt up here for the Gold Star Hunt. It's a great weekend to be here. You come in on October, I think it's 2nd. Maybe I don't have my calendar in front of me. That Friday, you get here at 2 o'clock, check in, hunt, dinner that night, 3 meals, dinner Saturday and morning, afternoon, Sunday morning, breakfast and hunt. We'll have our Gold Star festivities here. It's a great time to be here. We look forward to seeing you here. But the code word is Pellegrino. So you have to write Pellegrino down. You're not eligible any other way. If you don't have Instagram, it's on Facebook. Be either my personal Facebook Stanfield Honey, and my personal Facebook or my Instagram or the Big Honker Podcast Instagram. Just send a message with the word Pellegrino.
Pellegrino.
Thank you for listening to us. God bless y'all and have a great week.
Love you. Bye.